Hey there, TRASTRA fans. Welcome to another one of our coffee breaks. It's Friday, July 1st, and let's go through some reading material for the weekend. Things are pretty grim right now, but that doesn't make them any less entertaining or educational for that matter. So let's start with the Grayscale SEC over Bitcoin ETF application rejection. Yeah, so the article is pretty cool. It's kind of a short piece, basically an explanation of what's going on. You may know that Grayscale is one of the affiliates of Coinbase, CoinDesk parent company. So it's kind of all intertwined. But the major complaint is that the SEC is allowing some spot ETFs. Some spot Bitcoin ETFs to exist in the marketplace, and yet it rejected. I think it's not the first time it rejected the Grayscale's project. Again, you have to internalize your thinking in order to better understand what's going on. I'm positive that there are some mechanisms at play that we're just simply not aware of, and we can venture as many guesses as we feel like making. But the fact of the matter is, for a 100th time, spot Bitcoin ETF has been rejected by the SEC, and this may have caused the drop in price. Well, yeah, let's move on to what we have been doing this week. And I gotta tell you, I think this is also very entertaining. We put up an article basically explaining what tokenomics is. It's basically an economic characteristic of a particular token and the internals of it, the issuance mechanism, the governance mechanism. Basically, it's an overarching term that represents a particular token. It's a fascinating concept, and hopefully we were able to cover it in its entirety because it's kind of a complicated one, but also very entertaining. This article at Nieman Lab, I need to do a bit of a side note here. Nieman Lab is basically a Harvard School of Journalism without having to go too deep into preambles. It's basically a program, a fund, an educational program that's privately financed, and it gathers under its wings, creme de la creme of modern American journalism. Yeah, so this article right here is a very cool piece, and it's actually appeared originally somewhere else. It appeared on Open Mind magazine, online Open Mind magazine. I'll give you the link to that as well because it's also a pretty great internet publication. I mean, the piece is it's relatively lengthy and absolutely fascinating. It's got plenty of great links. I wish you guys had read it over the weekend and ponder the information that you get out of this, because I mean, there's some it's all about the hype machine behind crypto and what's true and what's not. And it's very thought-provoking, so I recommend it highly. One other piece that I want to recommend you guys read over the weekend is this, fairly lengthy representation of everything that goes on in the space right now. This one's, fairly technical. Now, if you're just if you're into detective stories about Terra Luna and Celsius and everything, it's probably not for you. But if you're into watching the candle charts and figuring out things, in terms of percentage points and price movement, etc., this one is for you. It's got quite a few fascinating graphs. So this will take you hours to go through those graphs and take in all the information that's in the article, but it's not going to be a wasted time, I guarantee. One other piece that I wanted to go over with you is this very, very concise and very poignant write-up in The Atlantic. Derek Thompson, I love his writing. I suggest I recommend highly that you follow him on Twitter because this guy is very sharp. Otherwise he wouldn't have been represented on The Atlantic. If you're a millennial, if you're a Gen Zer, you probably will relate to this article because it basically tells you that the mindset, the consumer culture set up by the Gen Zers and millennials is basically over. I mean, we have to realize some very harsh truths about the current situation, not only with crypto but with markets at large. This paragraph, I really love it, and if you allow me to quote it in its entirety, I will, because it's really cool. This one right here. It was as if Silicon Valley had made a secret pact to subsidize the lifestyles of urban millennials. As I pointed out 3 years ago, if you woke up on a Casper mattress, worked out with a Peloton, Ubered to a WeWork, ordered on DoorDash for lunch, took a lift home, and ordered dinner through Postmates, only to realize your partner had already started on a Blue Apron meal. your household head in one day interacted with 8 unprofitable companies that collectively lost about $15 billion in 1 year. That's just one paragraph. Here's another highly entertaining and very instructive piece by one of my favorite crypto writers, Amy Castor and David Gerard. Well, I've been speaking about David Gerard for a while now. If you're not following him or her on Twitter already, please do so. You're not going to regret it. These guys know what they're talking about. They're very entertaining and very informative in every respect when it comes to crypto. But this particular piece is about the fact that everything we see in the world of crypto right now is not something that came out of thin air. That's not the case at all. In fact, the Terra Luna scandal and the Celsius and BlockFi and all this snowballing effect that we're observing right now in the crypto space is not something that began, a week or a month ago. It was set up a long time ago, and Amy Castor gives us a very, very interesting timeline of the events that begin right before the pandemic. So she sets up the course of events that led eventually to what's going on with crypto right now, and I spoke about it in one of my videos. I don't remember which one, but I said that there's some people blame the current situation on the Fed and the QE policies and the QT that followed, and some people blame it on Putin and the war in Ukraine. But the realists, people that have been in the space for a long time and are accustomed to operating with reality, with facts, they realize that this thing goes back probably all the way to 2009, 2010. So yeah, this is a fascinating article. I highly recommend you read it. It's kind of lengthy, but this will be like the best 20 minutes you spend on the internet over the last couple of days. So over the last few days. So just enjoy it. One other piece that I come across on the internet. One other piece that I've come across is this write-up on Radio Shack that's trading crypto. It's actually selling and trading crypto right now, and it appears that Radio Shack has fashioned itself into some sort of a crypto exchange slash I don't know, something. There's just so much commercial. Let me do this. This is much better. So yeah, this is a pretty cool write-up about Radio Shack. I don't know, the ones that are older than, 30, 35 years, the Genzers and millennials among you may remember what Radio Shack is. And if you do, you'll be highly entertained by this piece. It's basically a sort of a dive into Radio Shack's new vocation of being some sort of a crypto hub. Moving on to video. At first, I wanted to show you one video from this YouTube channel, but then I realized that this 18 plus million subscriber YouTube channel I've come across for the first time in my life. I've never seen anything. I've never seen it before. I mean, it's from the looks of it, it's supposed to pop up all over the place, all over the internet. But it's got 18.7 million subscribers, and every video it's got 87 million views. It's got 48 million views. That's like Metallica. That's I don't know, Sting numbers, the super pop star numbers. But I've never seen any videos from this channel before. If you're not subscribed to it yet, please do yourself a favor and do so, especially if you have kids, especially if you have like a 10, 12, maybe 13, 14-ish kids in the household. Get them on this YouTube channel instead of Twitch and TikTok or whatever, wherever they hang out these days. This is really fascinating. It's one of those very vivid success stories of how to connect the visual language and the information stream so that it simultaneously entertains and informs. That's something that I'm striving for, and these guys, obviously, they've already achieved this goal. So hopefully you noticed that I put up a new video this week. It's about the Web 1 to Web 3 evolution. I know it's kind of a controversial subject right now, especially with all the shade being dropped on Web 3 and metaverse and DeFi and crypto at large, etc., etc. I don't mean to create any conflict here or concoct some artificial controversy. In my view, the subject is not that controversial, but I think we need it's a great time for us to reflect on the progress that we've made over the last 30 odd years, probably about 35, 37 years of consumer internet, and see where we're at right now. So hopefully you'll like the video. Please watch it and give me your comments. You know how I appreciate it. And on to crypto Twitter. This is one thing that really caught my attention. Coinbase Exchange will be unifying USD and USDC order books. As part of the unification process, USDC order books will be merged under USD order books to create a better, more seamless trading experience with deeper liquidity for USD and USDC. I recommend you read the comments to this Coinbase a Coinbase post. One reaction to this tweet is from Amy Castor. We're replacing your deal. We're replacing your real dollars with stable coins. We're part of the consortium in case too many of you withdraw at once and we run out of real dollars to give you. That's one opinion, but I recommend you read the comments to this tweet, because there's some very interesting thoughts posited there, and let us know what you think, because I'm not gonna say anything about it, but I think it's an important development for you guys to pay attention to. And particularly, this is the opinions are so the spread of opinion is so huge that people are just on the one hand, people just refuse to react to it. They think it's perfectly normal, and on the other hand, you have people like this guy who's basically ringing all kinds of alarm bells over USDC. You decide. Please let me know if you have anything to say about it. I'm really looking forward to knowing more about this. This is a tweet by David Gerard. He's the one that I was talking about earlier in the video. He's made an appearance at a Science and Technology Committee at the House of Commons. It's 10 hours. I have no idea how people find strength and how powerful is their stamina when they do these things. I'm going to try to watch this whole thing over the weekend. Maybe I'll last, maybe I won't, probably won't, but I love David Gerard. I love what he does. I think it's very important, so if you guys do too, check it out. This is a cool tweet by Isabella Kaminska. 7 years later, the blind spot checks in on how Blythe Masters' bold predictions about blockchain revolutionizing trade finance and unlocking regulatory bank capital have fared since the first made them in 2015. Check out the article. I haven't read it yet. I've just found this article like minutes before I started filming this video, so I haven't seen it yet. Check it out. I love when people look at things that have been said or done years ago and extrapolate the experience on today's situation. And with crypto, I think it's very rewarding when you look at things that have taken place in 2015 and extrapolate them on today. It's fascinating. So it should be pretty cool. Check it out. This is it. Thank you so much for joining me on my Friday coffee break. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. I know I have. When I was preparing for it, there's so much reading material for the weekend. Hopefully you'll check out my article about tokenomics over the weekend. Let me know what you thought. Please like the video, share the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And again, remember that we're running all kinds of promos this month and all kinds of chances for you to win some USDT. Please join our Telegram channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.